Hello? Yes?
Are you scared? I'm scared. I'm scared because everywhere I go, there's no more Barks root beer. There's only this stuff. You know how mad that makes me? Better than nothing, show must go on. What's going on, YouTube? I'm the only one too. Welcome back to another episode of Yeah, I already feel like this is going to be insane.
A few years back, when I still lived with my parents, I used to stay in the room right next to my younger sisters.
Yep, this is going to be scary.
Sometimes while I was asleep, I would be awoken by the sound of someone coming into my room. When I would open my eyes, I would see my 4-year-old sister just staring.
Oh my gosh, man, every night. That just gives me chills hearing that.
It's only her, I would calm myself down and lead her back to her bed. I wasn't the only family member this happened to, and in the morning my sister would never remember it happened. Most of the time we would find her by the stairs on our way to the bathroom. My parents worried about her falling down, so they put a child gate in front of the stairs. On one occasion I remember seeing her standing in front of the gate, and as I approached her, she slowly pointed down the stairs.
Yo, chills already.
Creeped out, I just gently led her back to her room. It wasn't until summer came and I would stay up later that I would sometimes hear her talking to herself in the early hours of the morning. I used to think it was a little funny, but on a few occasions it really sounded like a lower voice would respond.
Move out! No!
I was too much of a chicken to ever check, so I would just decide it was time for bed and try not to think about it. Luckily, by the time she turned 5, it seemed like she finally grew out of it, since we never found her walking around the house again. I still wonder why it always seemed like she was trying to get one of us to lead her downstairs.
Yeah, screw that, no thanks, that shit.
Eva always lied. It was obvious from the very beginning that she was a compulsive liar. She would spin some off-kilter stories when she had the chance to. It wasn't out of any malicious intent, but rather, she simply couldn't resist telling a lie. Her lies were surreal and often just too ridiculous for others to take seriously. It didn't help that she was very young, at an age where we dismiss claims as being products of imagination, only 4 years old. Because of these factors, we didn't believe a word that she said to anyone. We didn't believe her when she said that her baby sister turned into a cat at night and purred at her. We didn't believe her when she said that the science teacher was secretly an alien robot. And when she said that her best friend wanted her to come play with her underneath her bed, we once again brushed it off.
Yo, nope, time to move.
We really should have taken it seriously.
Yep, the solution is move every time.
By the time that we found her bed empty that one morning, it was already too late.
What? That's it?
I moved into an old farmhouse in October 2015.
Man!
It had been kept current until 1989, right down to the burgundy green hearts and apple borders in the middle of the walls. The house sits on a couple of acres. The closest neighbor is a walk away. Great trees, great bushes. Love it. But lately,
sounds nice.
I've noticed weird things. Like how none of the
leaves
closets
falling
have
out of your
doors.
head.
Or how I wake suddenly just as I'm starting to drift off to sleep.
Well, that happens to everybody. Come on.
How tired I am, even though I'm in bed by 9 p.m. and can barely get out of bed at 7 a.m. The other really strange thing I've noticed is both my cats have disappeared. And none of the coyotes I hear at night come near the house, even though I've left the garbage bag outside accidentally. But the biggest thing I've noticed lately is how the hatch to my attic seems to always be open.
Yo, time to move, bro.
Though it used to be nailed shut.
If that doesn't creep you the freak out, then I don't think anything will. These animations, like, these are short, but that's creepy. Strawberry nightmare.
My son went missing 2 weeks ago. Like a good parent, I filed a police complaint. I participated in the search
He's a good
efforts,
parent.
and I was heartbroken when they could not find any trace of him. I gave up. I asked the cops to give up too.
What?
It was hopeless.
She just said she was a good parent and then she gave up?
They did not give up. 1 week ago, 2 of the officers turned up at my door, triumphant smiles on their faces, and standing in front of them was my son. They said they found him wandering in the woods beyond the edge of town. He looked much worse for wear, but otherwise unscathed. They left him with me and went back to the station. He is not my son. He looked like my son.
The body snatchers
spoke
got
like
him.
my son, and even behaved like my son. He settled in with me, but please believe me, he is not my son. Every night since that day, I've woken up in the middle of the night in cold sweat. I always see him in the doorway of my room, his body silhouetted by the night light behind him. He always leaves as soon as I wake up. Please, you have to trust me. Whatever he is not my son. Why do I seem so sure? Because I killed my son 2 weeks ago. Buried him in the forest.
Yo, what the is wrong with that mother? She's a psycho. Please believe me. I reported it to the police like a good parent. Meanwhile, she killed the kid. Psycho. Time to move. Every single time the answer is move. The first one, the guy and his little sister, and she's trying to make them go downstairs. Absolutely creepy as hell. Well done. Very scary stuff. Quick and to the point. Good job. I give this one 5 out of 10. Hard 5 out of 10.
Yeah, boy.
Really well done. Okay? Now let's review the second animation where the little girl was trying to tell the parents everything was wrong, but then she said she played with her friend under bed. I'm getting goosebumps and my hairs are standing up on end. You see that? You see that? You freaking see that? Gave me chills. Really well done. I'm gonna give this a solid 5.5 out of 10. Just because the only time I really felt scared when they played this animation was at the end. Third animation review. The guy had a haunted house. Clearly, something was in the house because not even the coyotes wanted to go near his house for a bag of garbage. I'm gonna give this one a hard 7 for the rising suspense, because the way this guy told it, the suspense was built in such a way that by the time he said his attic was open, I was already scared. I'm just gonna be honest, like that's some creepy. Not to mention, he nailed it shut, and there's nails on the freaking floor. I don't know if I want to do these scary stories anymore. If you can't tell, my house is dark right now. Nobody else is here but me, and I'm watching Scary Stories, eating fuzzy peach rings, drinking my not so favorite pop. And the last animation, probably the most disturbing, creepiest one of the 4 of them. Yeah, hello? Yeah, my child is missing. He's been missing for a week. I'm so sad. Please look for him. Meanwhile, the crazy freaking lady killed him and buried him in the forest. This was very creepy. Probably the scariest one of them all. I give this one 8 out of 10. This has been another Cory Scary Story. And as always, thanks for watching. Go hug someone. Peace!
Bye.